First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Evan Moon.
And I'm Nicolette Perdomo. Here are our top stories tonight. Cuddly pets carrying harmful bacteria, how they might be getting you sick, coming up.
Plus, a shooting on a college campus killing one. Where it happened, coming up. We begin tonight with breaking news. The death toll rises. 2 more former residents of a South Florida nursing home that lost power during Hurricane Irma are dead. Police identified them as Cecilia Franco and Francesca Andrade. Officials have not released the pair's exact cause of death. The rehabilitation center at Hollywood Hills lost electricity during Hurricane Irma, leaving senior residents with no air conditioning. More than 100 patients were evacuated from the home after 3 patients were found dead inside on September 13th. Since then, close to a dozen former residents have died, and the facility has been temporarily shut down. Well, I'm a little upset that the past few days haven't really felt like fall.
Yeah, when I walked outside this morning, it was really hot and really humid. WUFT's Lee Southwick joins us from the Weather Center. Lee, is this normal to feel these type of weathers?
Well, and members of the Alachua County Farmers Market have complained solicitors are disrupting their market.
They say solicitors scare away customers without having to pay dues to rent spaces like the other vendors. WUFT's Mary Grace Scully is live at the Alachua County Board of Commissioners and has more on this story.
Go. Nicolette and Mary Grace Scully, WUFT News.
Thank you, Mary Grace. And several parks in Alachua County experienced extensive damage from the storm, and 2 of those parks are still closed 1 month later. Earl P. Powers and Post Springs parks are still underwater and closed. Powers Park is now surrounded by a 6-foot chain-linked fence and blocked by orange cones. Alachua County Parks Director Charlie Howder says cleanup crews cannot access the parks because the soil is so saturated. Once the ground dries up, there will be plenty to clean up. According to Howder, Powers Park is expected to open within the next 30 days, but Post Springs, located on the Santa Fe River, experienced more damage and is expected to take a little longer to reopen. And more than a dozen wildfires are burning out of control in Napa and Sonoma counties of Northern California, and additional fires burning in the south in Orange County.
At least 1,500 structures are destroyed and thousands of people have been forced to evacuate. Major roadways have been shut down as firefighters work to stop these fires driven by powerful winds. Jennifer Bjorklund reports from Napa, California.
And a Florida police officer and a gunman were both rushed to the hospital after shots were fired at a bar late Monday night. Police in Sebastian, Florida responded to a bar where a suspect wanted on a warrant had been spotted. The suspect opened fire when deputies approached. As a result, 1 officer and the suspect were caught in the crossfire. Commander John Blackledge of Sebastian Police Department says it's unclear if the injured officer was hit by the suspect's bullets. The names of the officer and the suspect have not been released. Coming up on WUFT News, first at 5, a presidential tweet storm this morning. We'll show you how President Trump continues to take on his own party.
You're watching WUFT TV News.
Welcome back. It's Fire Prevention Week, and firefighters across the nation are taking action.
Some of our local fire stations here in Florida are attempting to provide students of all ages with helpful tips for emergency fire situations. WUFT's Kara Spirito saw how one school is teaching students how to be ready in the worst case scenario. Thanks, Kara. President Trump has been busy on Twitter this week, taking new jabs at Secretary of State Rex Tillerson.
He's also continued a Twitter feud with Republican Senator Bob Corker. WUFT's political anchor Grace King has more.
Yes, Nicolette, Evan, Senator Bob Corker is actually pretty influential in Washington.
Thank you, Grace.
Well, earlier Lee said we had near record heat today, and she joins us now from the Weather Center. Lee, are we staying warm, or are we going to feel some rain anytime soon?
No chance for rain.
Thank you, Lee. Well, after a tough Gator football loss this weekend, there might be a silver lining. Well, thank you, Bree. And before we go, let's get one last check on the weather with Lee.
Our Spanish headlines are coming up just before 6, right between newscasts from England and Germany.
And America's PBS NewsHour is coming up at 7 o'clock. Our news team will bring you another show tomorrow at 5, but your Florida news is always on at WUFT.org. Thanks for joining us.